Hello guys, this is a bit longer video than the ones I do regularly. It is AOR Singapore and we join here on our qualifying attempt, which is to be our only qualifying attempt. And it's very long because this is one of the most awesome races I've ever had in terms of result and racing. Anyway, on our qualifying lap we just passed Kramer there on the right, and turning into turn 1 we take a bit too much curb and oh god, it's happened again. We did genuinely cut the corner, mainly due to misjudgment. We've been having trouble with that corner lately in the practice, but it auto-retired us and everybody but Kramer and Alex Gillen and Umar, I think. I'm not sure about that one, but anyway. Yeah, most of us got auto-retired, so obviously it gives the advantage to Alex because he doesn't have to go through the pack. And as you can see, Umar's got a good place up there in the Williams. And Chem, who was looking really strong in this race, has found his spot near the back of the grid. So he's going to have a lot of racing to do to catch up to us, overtake us, and catch up to Alex. Because I think he's one of the people that can challenge for the win. Obviously, I have a lot of respect for most of these guys in the league that really do race it out. Now, we devised, just as we're going into the first couple of corners here, not much happening, and we're just battling there with Jack first. We devised a strategy, Umar and I, that we would do a 3-stop strategy with option, prime, option, and mini black there just getting passed by Jack first, but we're going to try around the outside. Not happening because Mini Black really doesn't want us to pass. We've been rivals since the start of the season, and obviously we've had our moments of contact. So we do respect one another, though, as most of people do respect each other. But we do really race each other hard, as you could have seen in Monaco, most likely. That he just gives no room, and I respect him for that because that's how racing should be. So we do get the move stuck there, sort of a Massa move on, was it Bruno Senna in 2012, but Mini Black forcing us nearly into wall. We got side pod glitched, and that's the story of Formula 1 2013 as Genesis nearly gets past, and Chem, look at him go, the racer that I really do admire in terms of pace. How does he do that at that much pace? It's ridiculous. You know, fantastic driving from him, but we're going to look to pass him again. So anyway, getting back to it, Alex Gillen opted for a 2-stop strategy, as most of the field did, so we're going to really have to bounce back from our extra pit stop and overtake most of the people in the dying laps of the race. But anyway, we're still in the first opening laps, and we're looking to catch down Chem and eventually overtake Mini Black if possible. As well as, if you look on the mini-map, Alex Gillen's already getting away, and as are the rest of the leaders as well. So we're going to have a very difficult task to get anywhere near the leaders at this current point, as we will be losing time through dirty air and just people positioning their cars on track. So we see Chem going very slow into that corner, but getting a brilliant exit. But Mini Black's doing a fantastic job here of keeping us behind, just keeping it on the islands, you know, keeping it on the racing line, and just not being phased by some possibly slightly faster drivers behind him. I know we did have the pace on him in the practice session, but he's doing a valiant effort to keep us behind, and fantastic racing there. It's very easy to corner cut on this track, and coming from a rallying background, you know, corner cutting for me is sort of somewhat natural, as you do have to cut some corners in rallying to gain some time, but it's completely legal in rallying as long as you don't deviate too far from the course. Obviously in Formula 1 it's completely banned, so we're going to have to watch out for that as usual, but I am known for cutting a few corners, and you know, it's basically just my style. You know, I don't like to do illegal stuff, things against the rules, but it's just something, you see that little bit of space you can gain and you try and go for it, and then you remember, but we're not doing rallying, we're doing Formula 1, and you just got to back off after that. And sometimes you forget in the heat of the moment. I know, you know, you're probably thinking, what? You're doing a Formula 1 race. This Chem goes really wide there. We're going to attempt to pass him around the outside here. I do not think that we can get the move done. Look at the straight line speed he's got. He's obviously running lower wings than us, so look at that. Just kept the move stuck, but are we going to go around the outside? Oh no, he brakes so late there, but he leaves us just enough room. Fantastic racing there, and we go up the inside, and fantastic move done. And now to Mini Black. Anyway, going back to what I was saying, there we go, perfect example. There's no barrier there, and I just think, well, you know, then I remember Formula 1, come on. It's just second nature now. And another thing is drifting the car. I have a tendency to drift the car in most disciplines, whether it's sports car. I used to play a game called Toka Race Driver, the first one, and it was really easy to drift your car. And back then I didn't know that it was losing me time, but I used to drift the car through every corner thinking it was faster, and it was hilarious, fantastic. But I learnt racing, you know, how to control a car in video games, in games like Colin McRae Rally. So yeah, I've kind of developed a style of drifting, you know, getting the car on the edge of control. But I don't like this controlled racing where you don't have to slide everywhere, you know, you have to really keep it really smooth. I'm not that type of driver, and it loses me so much time in these racing events. You know, I just can't get the hang of it. I don't feel comfortable. This race, though, I did feel comfortable with the car, because you do have to manage an unstable car through the corners, so it's really good. Anyway, we've got a run on Mini Black. Can we make something of it? Around the outside, maybe? Can we make it around the outside? Oh, we just keep it on the island, but can Mini Black cut back? Yes, he can. We make contact there, but we just get enough room to make it past, and we've gone wide though. But can we? Oh, just keep it out of the barriers. We can see there's somebody's front wing there. That's going to lose somebody time. Was it a Red Bull? I don't know. But yeah, keeping the car in going in a straight line for me around these corners, you know, it's very difficult for me because I have a tendency to, you know, just put the power down to gain that extra bit of time. And my tyre wear does suffer. Anyway, cutting forward to lap 5, where the action really does heat up now. And I can stop talking about my driving style and how I have a tendency to forget that I'm in a Formula 1 game. We are cutting on to lap 5 then, and Klovutsky is going pretty slow for lap 5 really. We know that we have the pace on him in the early laps. We have the pace on nearly everybody in the early laps, let's face it. Because the car is very unstable in the first 5 laps, and I like that. I like it feels more natural for me. And Klovutsky obviously doesn't like those conditions, and it's mainly the reason why I'm not good in qualifying, is because I don't like the car with the unnatural grip levels that we see in this game. Klovutsky, we've had our moments of contact during the season, mainly because I've been out braking myself everywhere, and it's just unfortunate, and it's that way of racing, you know. Some things are controversial, but I say at the end of the day, hey, you know, what can I do about it? I'm pushing to the limit just like you are, and it turns out that I outbrake myself sometimes. I make mistakes, that's natural. Anyway, Klovutsky goes wide there, and can we make move stick? No. Klovutsky covers it off very nicely there. And as you can see, we're getting very low grip now from these tyres, as Klovutsky dives into the pits then. On lap 5, that means he's going to have to push his tyres a lot. Yeah, that's going to take a lot of life out of his tyres at the end. And we've still only just got a gap to Mini Black. So, cutting forward to lap 6, and Jack first, Umar, and is that Fat first ahead? Yes, it is. So, we've got a Red Bull sandwich in front of us with Umar in the middle, as Umar and Jack, Fat first pits then. And as we go very, very wide, nearly hitting barrier, and we nearly compromise our chance during this race. As you can see, our tyres are near enough dead. as we are the leading 2 cars of the race with Mini Black behind us. But Alex Gillen, though, has so much pace around this track. I'm not even going to lie, I don't know how he does it, especially in qualifying. I don't know how most of these guys do it in qualifying. They just have this extra level that they can tweak it up to, and it seems unreal, the amount of pace they can get out of a car on low fuel. But then some people would argue, you know, how do you keep the car stable on high fuel? I don't know, it's just something that I do. Anyway, we get a very, very bad exit out of that corner, and we're losing time to Jack First. As I've noticed, a lot of people, as we get a corner cut, very, very on the edge of corner cutting there. I'm not sure if that really was a corner cut. Anyway, nicely controlled drift into there. You see what I mean? You know, I'm really at home with the drifting stuff. If the car gets out of control, usually I can catch it and keep it on the, you know, on the black stuff. And look at those tires, though. The problem is with Singapore, you can't really push the tires until they are completely red, because there's always very little grip around Singapore, and it really does make you lose so much time if you push until the tires are completely red. As you can see, they're already looking absolutely dead on screen there. And as we both pull into the pits there, we have a better entry line though to the pit lane. And as we can see, it's going to be a race between the pit stop mechanics, but I don't expect positions to change because it is, yeah, scripted to 3.1 or 3 seconds. So we lose a couple of meter or a meter to Jack First, but nothing really we can really do about that. Chem, however, is in. Oh, and there goes Umar. What a shame. But Umar has passed Fat First, so that is surprising there, as Chem, as you can see, was in first place, and Krivutski's looking very racy now. Looks like he's got over the fuel problems. Looks like we're going to have a problem here, but we do have DRS, so we're going to have to defend very nicely into this turn. I don't think Krivutski has the speed. Looking for an arrow, there it is, but we just turn in and say, if you want to hit us, then hit us. That's also kind of my style of racing, you know. If you want to pass me, I'm not going to leave you to it. And was that a Sauber stopped on the side of the track? I think it was. I think it was Kramer. I'm not sure if he did this race, but I think it was Kramer stopped on the side. Or it was a Sauber, I'm pretty sure. Or was it Genesis and Lotus? Anyway, it was one of those two drivers, and they were just having a terrible race with losing front wings everywhere. Singapore's not a track for everybody. It suits my style because it's a street circuit, and ooh, we have a very interesting combination here. 5 cars. Somebody's going to have their race end in tears from this, as Granu's still on his first set of tires. Yes, as Granu dives into pit there. Oh, but we give the space to Jack First just about, and he keeps that place. We could have gone a bit more aggressive, but we don't want to take anybody out. That's not our style neither. We just want to race harshly and fairly, though. As Jack First just gets caught on that turn 2 curb. That's known for an auto spin curb. I've been caught on there once, and it didn't end well, minus a front wing and a wheel. So not a curb you really want to be running over. If you want to take risks, that curb is perfect because it can gain you about half a second of lap time, but whether the risk is worth it during the race, I'm not sure. As we clip our right rear wheel on that curb, and it sends us into a drift which we catch nicely, and it really is heating up the race now. As you can see that car going into sector 3, that is Alex Gillen. That is the lead he's managed to pull out while we've been fighting with the cars, and it just shows that we've got the pace over these guys at this stage of the race, but we just can't make anything of it because Singapore is not an easy track to overtake at, especially as we've got high wings which are better for out in the middle of nowhere just trying to set fastest laps. High wings is not good for overtaking, and it doesn't really make a difference when you're sat behind the car behind what wings you've got, because you're going to get understeer anyway. So Umar getting it very, very close to the wall there. And Umar is a very good racer. He knows how to race. So we're not going to get by him very, very quickly as we get another tap oversteer there. And on to lap 14 then. Nearly halfway, half race distance. And we're up to 4th though. So it's looking to be a very good result on the cards here. As Chem on fresh tyres sets the fastest lap of the race. That's predictable. But he's obviously setting blistering pace. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see him catch up to us in the next couple of laps. Because I do think he will be on the option tyres. Having a little look up the inside of Umar there. And not as... I think I saw... Was that Chem in the background? It is. It is, you know, he's caught us up at a staggering pace then. He must be... Yeah, he is the fastest car on the track. Because he set the fastest lap. But, wow, what a pace though. Is he on primes though? I can't see at this current moment. If he is on primes, we do have a problem for the end of the race. Let's look. I still can't see whether he's on primes or on options, but as Umar does a daring move down the inside of Fat First, and it works out for him, but we're just going to have to push Chem and just let him know you're not getting past because we can't let you pass, and we're just going to have to, you know, play aggressive with him. As look at the understeer we've got behind Fat First. And does Chem get past? It looks like he will. Does he back off? No, he doesn't, but we've got the outside line, we've got the better traction out to the corner there, using Rich, and he is on options then. It's what I did say at the start, he's got blistering pace on those option tyres. We're about a second slower than him per lap. So it looks like Chem's going to pass us soon. And oh my god, the understeer through there, and Chem has got past. Fantastic racing from him, he took the opportunity and just made it stick. As Jack First looks like he wants a piece of the action as well, but I don't think we're going to give him that opportunity too soon. As look at the way Chem's pulling away. Obviously we need Chem to just drop off the pace because his tyres do give him an advantage at this current moment, but as that looks like a corner cut from him, but I'm sure that's just desync. As Fat First goes into the wall, then loses a bit of his end plate. And we're going to look to Fat First to try and get a strategic advantage on him. As look at Fast First, he's using his curves. Can he push? He pushes Chem wide, and we do exactly what we thought. We go to the inside, and it looks like we can make the move stick as Chem just pushes us a bit. But no, 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 no. Look at the traction Chem has got. We've got no chance against him at this current stage in the race. And Umar is getting away as well, which is kind of annoying because we really wanted to race him at this stage of the race, because he will have a stronger pace at the end of the race than us. But we're on for our best result. If we can get fourth or third place, we're on for our best result at this current moment, and it would be fantastic if we could get at least a podium, because we feel, or I felt and some other drivers felt, that this track suited my style, and it really does, and it's really my best chance to get a podium until the end of the season, where the tracks are more fast and long corners, fast corners. So we really do need, as I'm not sure if that was a lag tap or something, but Fat First getting it wrong there, and we get the place there. And as you can see, lap 17, the tyres are again orange, and we come into the pits now behind Umar then. Who's getting held there? Is that Umar that's got held by Chem? Yes, it is. So Chem has gained yet another position. What a fantastic race for him. Well, some people could call that luck, but you know, it's just the way the game works. You know, it's not luck. It's just something that happens. So there we go, Salbert. I think that was Kramer parked on the side of the road. Obviously he's given up on this race. I know if I would have hit the barrier a couple of times, I probably would have just cruised home again. So looks like we do have strong pace because we are catching Umar. Look at this, lap 19 it is now, and we've got another train effect going. That happens a lot with Mini Black, and it looks like Chem and Granu up ahead. So will Mercedes do team orders? I do not know. It would be wise, as Mini Black. Does he lose 2 places? Yes, he does. Mini Black with damage to his front wing, then he loses 2 places, and we go up to P6 then. P6 still looking for a good result, good points, but it's looking very favourable for a good finish. It looks like Mercedes haven't employed team orders, as we just cut that chicane a bit. Nothing too bad. Nothing too bad, but it looks like Granu is intent on defending that position. Obviously, Granu has a lot of bad luck during the season, so it really is merited from him to want to keep that position. As Umar loses a place to us then by being pushed wide by Chem. And as we just get caught up in the rear wing or diffuser of Chem, and it's going to be 3-way battle. Chem moves to the outside. I go to the inside. I go to the outside. But was there contact? And oh god, there's a car just going hurtling off the barrier. It's Chem. Chem is out of this race then. As we just unfortunately pushed Granu a bit into the wall. I did apologise for that. But what a surprising race. Chem is out of this race. That must be absolutely gutting for him. And he showed such a strong pace that it's really, well, I don't know, it must be so annoying. And let's hope nothing like that happens to us until the end of this race, because look at it, P2, and coming in for our last pit stop then, for another set of options. We've got a fresh set of options to use. There we go, pit stop done. We should come out ahead of Umar then. Gonna be close. Yeah, he gets held. There we go then. It looks like Umar got a very good pit stop, but will we come out with traffic? No, we won't. There's a car in front of us, fat first, and this is what I'm saying. We've got to catch the car in front, which should be easy, but getting past it is anybody's game, and we all know that getting past the car can win or lose a race, and people can get past you with back markers or cars going slow. So we're really going to have to try and create a gap to Umar to allow us a chance to get past Fat First with no loss of position to Umar. So skipping forward another lap, lap 26, and Umar's right on our tail then. We're not going to get a chance to create a gap. And this is what I was saying, we're not very fast on low fuel, especially not in qualifying or in these type of conditions where we've got very fast tyres, new tyres. As Genesis sets the fastest lap of the race, he's going very, very strong, and for a newcomer to split one, he's showing very, very good pace. As we take an alternate line, it hasn't really worked out for us. We need to go back to our other line because that one was visibly slower, and Umar looks like he wants the chance to pass. Will he try into this corner? Yes, he will. But can we get the switch back? No, we can't. So Umar gains the place. Well, that might be race breaking for us here. And he just crowds out the line there. Very respectable racing though. He just crowds us out, and look at him get away. The only chance we've got is to catch him when Fat First inevitably holds him up. Looking at the pace that he gets away though, that is fantastic pace from Umar. I know it was close from us, but in the practice race I did get an advantage over him in the first stints of the race, and then he caught me up towards the end. But it was very close, but obviously I've lost that advantage of having the first clear, first 2 race stints being clear. So Umar now has the advantage over us, as we use all our curves to stay within DRS range. He's running in fuel conservation mode, so it looks like he's borderline on fuel, which might turn to our advantage as we go purple, but I'm sure Umar is going purple as well. We're not really getting held up by Fat First at this current moment, but Umar is, and he's just looking for a way past, and I'm sure he's going to attempt a pass into the start of Sector 3 into that hairpin. Probably not here, as Fat First gets a nice exit, but so do we. We have a chance to pass here, and with only 4 laps left in the race, we're going to have to make the move stick as Fat First turns in on Umar. So Umar's got a chance of getting front wing damage here. We hope he doesn't, because we want a fair race to the end. And we touched the rear wheel, and Codemasters makes us spin, makes Umar spin. What a shocker! And we really didn't expect Umar to go so slow into that turn, but we saw an opportunity to try and pass. It didn't work out, but we've got a penalty. That penalty was removed though, so it's still all to play for, and I knew it was still all to play for because I knew I could get that penalty removed, because it was really we didn't gain any advantage from it, and it was really just annoying from Codemasters to implement a penalty like that. It might have happened in real life, but I think it would be very unlikely. It would have most likely just been pushed wide a little bit, or I would have lost my front wing. So really, Umar has another chance to get past Fat First here, and it looks like he's going to get the move done round the outside. Can he? Can we get the move done round the outside? We're looking at it, but no, we can't. But Umar has got the move done. Now it's essential to get past Fat First to be able to have a chance to catch Umar on the worn tyres, because they are starting to get worn now. Fat First, can we overtake him into here? We're looking, he goes defensive, so that's going to compromise our line even further. Look at how slow he's going through these corners. This is a disaster for our race, a disaster for the end of this race, and a disaster to catch Umar. As can we get the move done? No, he gets a fantastic exit. How is he getting all this traction on worn tyres? Look at how worn his tyres are. He's doing a superb race, Fat First. As we get crowded out there again. This is just, well, it's frustrating, but it's good racing at the same time. We go round the outside. There we go. Move done. Round the outside. Fantastic. It was a bit of an opportunistic move, but we left him space on the inside. We got the move done, and that's all that matters. So now chase down Umar with 3 laps to go. We knew that we had to chase him down, and we knew that we had to create a gap if the penalty wasn't removed. But we also knew that we've already got 1.3 seconds on him. So yeah, we also knew that we'd have the pace advantage until the end of the race on these tyres. So we're looking to just create a gap to Fat First now and possibly catch Umar. But we know that we're going to go flat out as we get so much understeer there. We're going to go flat out here, and we're not the smoothest of drivers going flat out, but it does help us in terms of pace. As yeah, we've lost 3/10 from that. As we're braking late now, we're not taking anything to chance. Look at that. Not worried about the traction out of the corners. If the tyres go off, we'll still have the pace on Fat First as we hit the wall again. We're getting away with so many things on this race, it's unreal. But sometimes the luck is against me, sometimes the luck is for me. Most of the time throughout the season, the luck has been without any shining on myself. So it's nice to have a bit of luck to not lose any front wing or any wing parts, and to have the pace at least, which I don't think is down to luck, it's just down to the track suiting my soul. As Granu sets the fastest lap of the race, he has a habit of doing that. His race has gone from bad to worse probably, and he just wants to set the fastest lap of the race to have the satisfaction. As we are catching Umar, we are catching him, but whether it'll be enough as we enter the penultimate lap of the race, we're going to up the notch of aggression and pace to the next level now. As braking late, very late. Look at that, running it all over the curbs. We're taking so many risks now. The gap is down to 2 seconds. Can we get it down any more? If we get it down to 1 second, we'll have the DRS, and we might have a chance of passing him. I do not know if that will happen. Look at the gap at the moment. But we are definitely pushing. Look at this. Just completely over the inside curb. Just touching the outside curb. Fantastic corner. 1.9 seconds then. The cards are on the table. Can Umar respond to our pace? He needs to respond to our pace. He does not need for us to get the DRS. That's the last thing he needs in the last lap. Look at that, taking a smooth line through there. Absolutely nailing that curb. Fantastic. But we didn't go down to first gear, and that's compromised our exit and our entry. We go wide, and we've lost all of that advantage, and I think we've realised that. We switch it down. We're still gaining on him, 1.8 seconds. But we've switched it down to standard. And we realised that our race is over now. We've made a mistake. We've made a crucial mistake. And it's just frustrating that we couldn't get those early stints in, that we were faster than the other guys. But I'm sure Chem would respond in saying he was the unlucky one, losing his front wing and ultimately going out of the race. And I think undoubtedly he would have beaten us on here. Because if you look, he had so much pace, and I don't think we would have been able to catch him even on the alternate strategy. We had a bit of oversteer moment, but as usual we caught the oversteer moment, and it was fantastic. Again, the gap's gone up now to 1.9, so obviously Umar saved some rich fuel for this stint. So looks like we're not going to be able to catch him, but we're running in a podium position. But can we get the gap to Fat first? That's the question. Want to see that gap now. Is it 10 seconds? Is the 10-second gap up to 2.1 to Umar? We want that gap from Fat first. 9.2, so it's still all to play for. We need to get that gap up to 10 seconds, but can we with the worn tyres? I think we still have the pace advantage because he's on very worn prime tyres, and he's probably running on the rims about this point, but so are we, and we can see some wing damage there, obviously not from us or Umar, but it looks like Alex Gillen is just about to take the race victory. Look at him just coming through the final corner there. As Alex Gillen takes the race win then. Fantastic race from him, 30 seconds in front. But we're going to come home behind Umar as we get the gap down again to 1.9 seconds, just confirming that we do have the pace, but you have track position, Umar. You can take the second place. Look at it, we're still pushing just in case he makes a mistake, but ultimately, there we go. Our tyres have now given up on us, and Umar comes by to take a deserved second place, and we come by to take third place, and a fantastic result. So there's the results. We did get the gap to Fat First even with the penalty. It was removed, but a fantastic race from Fat First and Jack First there. F1 DJ I didn't really see, but obviously he didn't have an amazing race. Mini Black finishes in respectable 7th. Klovutsky not doing very well. Genesis and What rounding out the top places. Obviously Chem crashing out, and Granu finishing just outside the points but with the fastest lap. So commiserations to Granu. He's a fantastic driver. And look at our rear tyre there, you can just see it. Alex wins the race, but our rear tyre is just testimony to how much tyre wear we had. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.